Hello everyone, I am Tessellating Hexagons, back with another serving of Even the Ocean, and let me just make a prediction really quick. We saw a couple of chambers in the last episode that didn't really lead anywhere, like they were passages that just stopped abruptly. Are they about to turn into, like, are they going to open like capillaries and we're going to have an escape sequence now? Because that's more or less what that's what I'm expecting. Like, that's going to turn into a passage and we're going to have to speed platform our way out of here. Why would you press the button while you're still in there? An hour or so. Oh, so maybe this is just going to be an automatic teleporty out thing. Is it? That's disappointing. That's so disappointing. Like, you had the setup there for an escape sequence to a different... You could have had a folded level that went back differently, and now you're just going for the storyteller route. Well, that's what you get when you have a game made by two people. Like, I guess they just didn't have enough time in the development cycle, or they just didn't have the idea to do that? I don't know. I mean... whatever, really. It's still a good game. And we're next to the giant carrot again, so I'm guessing that carrot wasn't the Geome after all, it was just one of those trees. For now, we need to regroup back at the place. The Karavold radio tower. That won't help at all, it was just cool and fun to experience. I guess, unless something happens on the way back, I could just meet you there. Well, I mean, we'll talk to this one first, and then... Oh, that's lovely. I mean, it did get blown up from the inside, in fairness, but still. But at least you're understanding that it needed to be doing in order to protect from stuff. You can go back to Whiteforge if you want, if that's what you're asking. Here. That response... mature, but I understand completely. Well, good for you. I didn't realize this conversation would go on for quite this long. Oh! We have a delivery to make! I guess we'll do that then. That sounds like it's going to be a fun time. In that case, I guess I should deliver that to Whiteforge before but there's the radio tower. If we do actually have to deliver that, then won't it be kind of silly to go all the way back to Whiteforge, hand over the data card, and then come all the way back to the radio tower, and then deliver the message? That would be kind of silly, but I'm going to try and do it anyway. So, I'll meet you back in Whiteforge unless something gets in the way, and if nothing happens there, then I'll meet you in the Karavold radio tower, and we can continue with our lives. So, see you shortly. Oh. Well, this is weird. Apparently we can go to the northern continent, but not back to Whiteforge. Well, I would like to check out the northern continent, but we do have to report back in at the radio tower first. So I guess I'm gonna go and do that. Well, we're here now, so there's no point cutting again. Where are my hands on the keyboard? Oh yes, on the way out of Cast Pass, I oversaturated on dark energy, and then overcompensated by hitting some light pods. So, I have slight light after images at the moment. So, Doorhead, how is your anus and the rest of your body? And Mayor Biggs as well, I sort of forgot you existed. Oh, you are... I was going to say, oh, you are dead. I mean, oh, you are not dead. So, the Earth Geome is... That is still difficult to believe at the moment. The Earth Geome is dead. We deaded the Earth Geome. Oh. Delay, that's what that is. That... Oh, in here. I was going to say, is she going to have to do all of these geomes in a single day? But she has somewhere to stay, so... Problem averted? Wasn't expecting this kind of cutscene to exist, but Yara and Hummus being friends, and we get to sit in on that. And it's got good music as well. That is woke as fuck, but calm down, Jaden Smith. Also, you're not making it easy to sound like you're not making yourself easy to trust. But then again, if that's how you've always been, then who am I to tell you to change? Didn't realise hummus would be this major of a character. Not to bring up the development live streams of this game yet again, but I saw no mention of hummus during that. Like, Yara I'd seen, Aleph I'd seen, Big Ugs and Doorhead I'd seen, but hummus? No, there was no sign of him. So, it's kind of come as a surprise that they're such a vaguely prominent character. Anyway, I don't know where we're going next. Like, I know where we're going next in terms of, oh, we need to find the air silo and the sea silo, but I mean, I don't know which one to go after. I guess we should check the map? Well, air is the next one listed, so let's go and find some mushrooms then. This may take a while, and unless I run into it now, I'm probably going to cut out the process of me searching around the continent looking for it. Like, I'll speed it up so you can at least see my journey, but I will meet you there, wherever there happens to be. Now this looks a lot more promising. Well, you will have seen, I've come to the northern continent, because what threw me out is the sky geome is right at the very bottom of the southern continent, so, you know, why would... Well, here's the thing, we found it. Why would the air bomb silo be so far away from the sky geome? Well, why would there have to be a correlation between the two? So, here we are, the air... I keep alternating between the two. Air/sky bomb silo. This is so pretty! I love this northern continent, it's so gorgeous, but for now, we have a very level. Except... that... Okay, this door... Okay, I was gonna say, there's only 2 rooms, so how complicated can it be? But, as I'm sort of... I can't really demonstrate it, but as I'm attempting to demonstrate... That door we went through has locked my shield into being held perpetually upwards. I'm not quite sure how that would work in diegetic terms, but... Oh, and this red one will allow me to hold it in any direction again. That's how that system works. That's clever. That is very clever. I like it. And we have more of these things that have legs. Why are there chunks of Geome in this anti-Geome facility? I'm assuming that's Geome stuff. And we have a down. Well, I'm going to hold it up just to spite you, and nope, it's a down, so... Ride the down downwards, then. Just try and stop me. Just try and stop me. Emphasizing words in unexpected ways. There is an unexpected item in the bagging area. Oh, we need to come down here to adjust the way that we were holding... Like, we had to go down there to unlock the shield so that we could then use it to resist honk over here. Oh. See, I'm guessing that would be a lethal dosage of light energy then. So, I was just following whichever I thought was the most natural path. But that makes sense. We had to unlock our shield. Nee. There's a lot of twee happening here. And we're unlocked again. I like this gimmick. This could so easily be a really cheap thing, and what they've done with it so far has legitimately impressed me. And now we have a side shoop. The side boob hour! Just gonna fill up on purple because there's so much light energy happening here. This is a very light-heavy silo, I've noticed. Which isn't a bad thing, because you could argue that there's some... Like, that's a common thing within Western tropes, that light is inherently good and dark is inherently bad, and there's literally no reason why that should be. And so there's no reason why a silo that prefers light energy on the whole like this, why that should be necessarily a good or a bad compared to like one that prefers dark energy. And I have spoken to at least one person who's been watching this series who has pointed out how it seems, even within my own rhetoric when I'm speaking, it seems as though I'm saying that light energy is inherently better, even though dark energy is actually more useful in the grand scheme of things within this game. Although I think that was more in reference to me talking about, oh yes, fill up on good times and light energy. And that's just a reference to, there's a pub that I intend to do part-time work at when my university semester changes over and I have a bit more free time, I'm going to get a part-time job there, and their slogan is fill up on good times. That's literally the extent of that reference. I could have just as easily been referring to dark energy at the time. Yeah. But still, there's that implication in the rhetoric that that light energy must always be good because it is light, and media and tropes and things. And this was actually a really good idea on my part to do this silo now, because I don't know, because I'm at 14 minutes in the recording, but there's a fair bit that I'm going to cut out and speed up and stuff, so I don't know. This could work out perfectly length episode-wise, it could also not. I don't know. We shall see. Shoop me downwards. But yes, to readdress the previous thing. Oh, right, shit. Completely forgot that there was an entire fucking laser right there. So it's so easy to take the shield for granted when you can't use it properly. But yeah, how now, brown cow? How does that make any sense? Like, I'm not complaining. I like it as a mechanic. But these doors, like, what do they actually do? Do they just, like, mess with your head and think, oh, I must lock my arm into the upwards position? Because if that's such an inconvenience, why doesn't Aleph just, like, her right arm at the moment is still free. So why doesn't she just switch arms? Maybe it's just, like, going through these doors turns on, like, magnets in the ceiling and the floor and the walls and whatever, and that's what's making her hold the shield in a certain way. I don't know. But it's an agreeable enough situation. This looks like it's intended to be a set piece. We're just falling while the game does all the work for us. And there's the boopy, buttony, biggy, bongy, bomb box bonanza. And Sky Geome. We don't need to tell me. I guess it would help to give me a map. I've seen where the Geome is already, but I suppose for other players maybe that they need more assistance. And was the silo this short in the previous? Like, was the previous silo this short? Because I want to say it was several rooms longer, but now I'm having doubts because the silos are intentionally short because the geomes are really long. And I kind of don't want to get started on the Sky Geome, because it's going to be a really long level. I'm going to leave off partway through, but then again, we have, like if I suppose we do have some sort of, like, we're going to need to do a thing to get into the Geome, surely, in the same way that we did to get into the Earth Geome. We had to cover up those geyser goozies and wait for a half a day, and then launch ourselves up into it. So maybe there's an entire little bit of chapter to do before we get to the Air Geome. Can I please just pick a name for that Geome and settle on it? Blech. So how's everyone's days been being of late? Because I've been busy doing my second and third Eurovision reviews of the year, because that's a thing that's happening, and I think the next one, on the day of recording this, which should also be the day of upload, I did Georgia and Belarus, and I think the next one's going to be the UK, and that's on Friday, and slightly hype because, there have been rumours that there's going to be an Emily DeForest song. But we don't know this yet. That'll be announced on Monday, and we will inevitably be disappointed unless we won't be. Here's the Great Cliff and the Geome of Whoosh, and oh, it is pretty! I've mentioned before, but this game's art style is gorgeous, but I wouldn't expect anything less from Analgesic Productions. What are you? We have a Yoshi's Island block. Okay. That's weird. I love it. Wow. Okay, first of all, play a game of baloncesto, because that's... Last I heard, baloncesto is Spanish for basketball, but also, it's like a balance fest. No? Okay. Launch me, oh mighty launch pad. I missed. Well, there's not going to be anything up there, but I want to see what's up there anyway. Yeah. Verticality. The wheel of verticality. I think I've made that reference before. I didn't know what to expect, but I wasn't expecting Yoshi's Island. Yowshi. It's harvesting? What, does that mean that it wants me to dye myself red, sit on a thing, and pretend to be a cactus? Yo, hey there, grab me, fuck you. Either we're gonna need to pretend to be a cactus, or we're just going to have to ride one of the things up into the geome. Can I jump down? I can't jump down. Looks like a well. Well, wheel, 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 if it isn't my old arch nemesis autocorrect. I feel like at some point I'm gonna have to walk all the way back and ride one of the harvesty things. But then, if that's the case, why is there so much this way? Can I jump down? Is there going to be an extended cutscene? Are there people? Are you just going to tell me that I can't jump down? I need to go back and solve a puzzle to get up there. The puzzle being just riding the harvesty things. Because that isn't that obscure. God, it's so pretty! The geome is kind of ugly pretty. Like, pretty... It's not nice to look at, but it does so in a pretty way. But the stars are pretty... The edge of reason. The reason of edges. Axial tilt is the reason for the season. I don't know where I'm going with this, apart from to the sky. You and I, beautiful, doobity-doo, doobity-doo, doobity-doo. Former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia. The ends with a capital E. How many ends are there? 59. There are 59 ends of the Earth. Nope, I'm gonna jump down. No, okay, there is an invisible wall there. Do you? So that's just a thing that's happening now. But why would you need to... Why would you want that? Because surely you'd just want to be carried up there. Fucking Metroid-ass spory things. Again, is it meant to be a set piece? I can't get down now. Like, the other ones are keeping me up there, so this is how we get up to the Geo, Olive. Why would you resist this? Why would you be so adamant for me to... What? Did I die? No, there is just stuff down here. What was the point? I'm not upset by any means, it's just a bit of a surprise that surely if they're harvesting stuff and will take you up to the geome, why would you not want to be carried up to the geome, or at least ride one up to the geome? Also, we have walls that don't disappear until we read their associated sign. That sounds weirdly cultish. I almost see what you're saying, but I feel like there's a wider context that I'm missing here, but there's just something slightly worrying about life has no purpose unless you're obedient. Fair enough? Is this gonna drop some major bombshell about the nature of the geomes? That's bizarrely philosophical. Have you ever envied a flower? Have you ever had a dream? Sort of leaning over into Mark Twain territory here. The argument that humans are the only creatures capable of evil because they're the only ones capable of moral reasoning on terms that we understand, or something. It's 11:15 at night, and it's too early in the day for this kind of philosophy. Is it... Who... I was gonna say who typed this. Who typed this into this stone? Should I be worried? Also, am I sufficiently balanced? Because I'm not seeing my meter at the bottom of the screen. Is that tablet going to say something like, you are not required to... Oh. There wasn't a wall next to this one, so if I read it, would it be like, hey, we've conditioned you to read signs even though there was nothing compelling you to read this one? Well, yeah, there is, because there was a wall outside. Like, there was a gust of wind that could take us up to the cliff wall, which we could just wall jump back up. We are not trapped down here, Aleph. Don't be a fool. God, this is turning into Cursed Mountain, except it's like Cursed Cliff. Cursed Cliff Richard. And is this going to spit us out into the Geome? Like, is this going to be the dungeon? And then the Geome itself will just... Okay. There's this. You a sacrifice, or are you just Princess Zelda? Huh. Are you a Karavold? Clearly we're not going to need to light those candles or anything. I don't know how would do, because it's purple. How? How would you... What would you light it with? Do you just look at it and think, whoosh, and then it lights? Well, okay. Now, I see a secret passage up there. Is there going to be something of value back there? Is there another... I can't wall jump. Well, never the fuck mind. I like the idea that Aleph is reading this out like she's saying out loud, should I light this candle? And there's no one there to listen. She's just saying out loud. Also, we've made a neat little Venn diagram with the candle halos there. Yo there, Enoch, Enoch, Enoch. I am here, and you are here. We are here. Groot. Whatever. You're not no one. What is this cliff? I'm somewhat thrown by Aleph kind of speaking the dialect of these tablets now. This really is the edge of reason. Are you just parroting what the... Yeah, you're just parroting what the tablets say. Did you make the tablets yourself, or have you been indoctrinated by them? Are you going to have been the technician who failed the previous mission? The one who didn't destroy their Geome from Karavold? And that's why you're here. You went so deeply into denial that you hid down here and tried to make excuses and occult and things. Yes, Aleph the Fantastic Bailiff. If he misheard it as Alice, that supports my theory that it's Aleph. As opposed to Aleph. But I've heard it being pronounced both ways, kind of like the whole Ristar Rystar thing. So what's your clue, sir? Inspector Cluedo. Is that the secret passage that I pointed out already? Just a potential. Exactly one potential. Well, this place seems complete enough. It doesn't need to be further foot. Foot. Like Christmas card for toe. Can I wall jump up here now? I can. Well, let's just be on our merry little way then. Oh, this has been a bit of a strange, and we've had an upward spike in frame rate again, probably because it's so dark and there's not much for it to load, so... This reminds me of... I think it was a Flash game, or something like that, a Sonic fan game called When Tails Gets Bored, and it was kind of hilarious, and this reminds me of that. Actually, there's another one as well that was similar to that, and I forget what it was. Oh yeah, it was the thing called Why Eggman Hates Furries, and it was kind of amazing, but I don't think I ever got it to work on my computers, so I may play it at some point, I also may not, because it's very difficult. Oh, and that's what this was! Oh, it all comes full circles. Full circles, plural. Well, that was mad. It's like an even more intense version of Extreme-dram Canyon. So, yeah, we're gonna need to work out how to get into the Geome. The J-ho. Well, surely it's just sit up there and pretend to be a cactus spore. But I do believe that's going to have to wait until the next episode, because I have been and will continue to be Tessellating Hexagons, and in the next one, we'll dye ourselves red and pretend to be a cactus fruit. See you then.